Well, as Higgins walks back to his chair, Davis is certainly composing himself. And he could be in a match-winning position. But however good you are, it's very, very difficult to pop the last few balls necessary to get you over the line.
What a pressure ball that was.
Can he snatch frame and match at the last?
$15. 22.
This is a matter of nerve now.
23.
No.
Well, the adrenaline is certainly flowing now, but Alex is, perhaps for the first time throughout this whole match, slowed himself down.
15 attempts has Higgins beaten Davis, but this might be the third.
38. $39. $42.
I'll have a quick recount.
44.
Higgins needs up to the pink to win him the Freeman match.
47.
4 times out of 4 this season, Higgins has lost to Davis.
51.
And that's not so good.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Cue ball finishing right on top of the blue, so it seems as if Davis is going to get back to the table. When Higgins was on the brown, he couldn't have expected to.
Alex Higgins.
Pretty good shot after you've been sitting in your chair with your nerves jangling, expecting to lose.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that was awkward for Davis. And this is
Thank you.
potable. Blue and pink to win. Higgins does it, and Wembley Conference Centre erupts. Four times this season Higgins has lost to Davis, but now he's won. And a tremendous evening for him and his supporters. The people's champion has done it again.
I'm just concentrating on my own game. Ronnie is just class, and he's now turned himself round to enjoying it. He's not moaning at all. And, you know, I beat him last year, so if playing my game, I'll beat anyone. Cut off.
I won't be speaking to Jimmy before the game at all. This ain't a game down Brixton Snooker Centre or Ilford Snooker Centre for like 50 quid. This is like serious stuff. It's war.
Well, we know all about Jimmy White's cue power. He's going to need every bit here. I just wonder whether he's going to decide to play the screw shot or the run off the baulk cushion. This is going to have to be hit perfectly. That's the screw shot he's played, and what a shot it is. This is perfect. 39. Just holding himself. It'll be a warning blow for O'Sullivan, but the army of White fans are delighted. He's taken the first frame. Well, it was a fantastic pass to finish a very, very scrappy frame. Both players have had 3 or 4 chances, but the more disappointed clearly will be White. He's one away from losing.
And 30-point lead, but only a safety shot to go at.
Ronnie-O'Sullivan, 42.
Well, what a mistake that was. Unbelievable. What a chance he's handed on a plate to Jimmy White. Good pot. He's not bad on the pink. He's just got to hold himself together now. He's looking at the blue, but the pink's the ball. Stunning off the left-hand side of the table, down for the yellow. If he pots the pink, gets on the yellow, I think he'll do it. Great chance now. Don't want to be too straight on this yellow.
7.
But every credit has he battled, and so has he.
I think he's absolutely dead straight. So there could still be some drama here.
9.
A slow roll with the rest. He's done it. I'm sure he's done it now.
No heroics needed on the brown, just make certain of the brown. In it goes for one of his most famous victories. It's over now, 5-2 behind, back against the wall. And then produced his best snooker of the match. He's missed the pink, but Ronnie concedes. It's Jimmy White who wins by 6 frames to 5 and goes forward to the semi-finals.
As far as I'm concerned, after
the famous Crucible Theatre here in Sheffield, which has seen a few dramas in its time, gearing itself up for the last lap of the 1985 World Professional Snooker Championship. It is, as I say, a remarkable final, and I'm glad you're with us to enjoy it here tonight.
I remember absolutely nothing of the last day, other than David Vine.
And if someone had told us that 18.5 million people were going to be tuned in.
As the hour reaches midnight, this final frame has now been in progress some 45 minutes.
I think it was a trauma. We were out of our depth.
Both players under a great strain.
That particular night, I mean, snooker was the winner there, really.
The fact that I was involved in something where so many people remember what they were doing and where they were when they were watching it, you know, wow.
Panned to Dennis Taylor spending most of his time on his derriere and Davis at the table. What type of figure did Dennis Taylor cut as the score went up and up and up and he hadn't won a single frame in the first 8?
Dennis produced a sad picture when he sat in that lonely chair, and you could see the terrible agony he was going through as each frame went against him. A year before this particular final, he lost her, and there was something within him, I can't explain it, that he was doing this for his mum.
I was just going to go out and play and try and win the tournaments for my mum, you know, in memory of my mum. You know.
And I looked and thought, what is going through his mind? What is he thinking about? Was he thinking, you know, Mum, where are you? You know, come and give me the strength or whatever. But he was able to garner the strength and the psychology and the you know, the toughness of mind and the sureness to make those decisions, those little incremental mistakes that can destroy you.
And it's there. And the audience is thrilled as Dennis Taylor as he saves the match, now 1 frame behind at 17-16.
Come back, you know, he shows you the character of the man.
Oh. Steve Davis then concedes that particular frame, and Dennis Taylor, a very satisfied Irishman, sits there with the frames all square, 17 each.
I'm in the Workman's Club in Cricklewood, and the final's just gone 17-17. The bar steward is not happy. Comes from behind the bar, up to the TV, switches it off. We're all...
When you get to a 1-frame shootout, all you're thinking is, let me get a chance early on. Just please, let me get one chance. I don't want to have to spend the last frame sitting in the seat.
Any mistake now, very expensive.
He could afford to go for the pot. He only wanted the 1 ball.
He was 33-1 prior to the World Championship. Myself and a fella from town here called Brendan Campbell. We had a £10 bet on, so he wasn't going to lose because we couldn't afford to lose £10.
And the brown that I potted down the cushion was one of the best shots I think I've ever played under that sort of pressure. And then I'm left with the tricky blue. At this stage, the crowd were just, it was incredible. And the pink was quite difficult as well.
The final frame, the final black.
I don't know why I went and kissed the little lady on the top of the trophy before I took the double on in the black. I don't know to this day why I did that.
It was an unbelievably brave, stroke foolish shot to take on.
It was, although if I go for the double and I miss it, at least I've gone down trying to pull a double off.
I didn't want anybody in particular to win. I just wanted a winner. And if you like, let's all go home.
A good one.
You can train and practice all you like, but I think sometimes you get to maximum pressure, and you can't get any more than maximum, and maximum's enough for anybody.
I'm sure Dennis wouldn't mind my saying he chanced his arm.
That was the biggest shot of his life.
What a twitch. I missed that black by so far. It nearly came up and in the pocket I was leaning over. I went back to my seat and I thought, there's no way Steve Davis will miss the black.
I always get a bit upset. People think it was closer than it was, but you know, black was miles away from the pocket. No, it was potable. I've come down, I thought, oh, you've just got to keep everything together, you know, it's not your cue, it's not your legs, not your arms, you just got to try and deliver it straight.
When Davis has cut the black in, because this is Davis, OK? So I said, oh, I'm going to bed. I said, it's over.
No.
And I'm halfway up the stairs, and my wife shouted, he's missed it. I couldn't believe it.
Hope is what happens. You go hope and outcome. And then, oh, dear.
I can't comprehend it now that he missed it, because that isn't Steve. The one thing Steve has got, apart from his ability to play the game, is a wonderful temperament.
This is really unbelievable.
The way Dennis Taylor shaped to take that shot, it took forever to make up his mind that he was going to pot it.
He didn't break, and Steve broke on that last ball, and that was just unbelievable.
He's done it. Dennis Taylor, for the first time, becomes Embassy World Snooker Champion 1985.
They created a piece of not just snooker history, but great British sporting drama. Any sportsman gives us something that goes into our memory banks, or gives us a warm feeling and say, you know what, I was ever so glad I saw that. That was a bit special. And you know what? That was a bit special.
Currently ranked number 10 in the world, Steve Davis.
My Masters trophy cabinet was a bit bare compared to my world and UK ones. Only 2 wins at Wembley, and the last one nearly 10 years before.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie, only 21, in his 3rd consecutive final. He beat John Higgins in 1995. In 1996, he lost to the Wembley Wizard, Hendry.
Steve Davis and Ronnie O'Sullivan, both Londoners, of course. Well, Steve Davis couldn't do a thing about that. So the young pretender, Ronnie O'Sullivan, takes the opening frame.
Ronnie O'Sullivan got off to a flying start. 2 quick-fire centuries. It was brilliant. I needed to pull something out.
Davis sensed that that was the moment to try the double.
Ronnie, having been so calm and cool in the first 2 frames, now a little bit agitated.
In the evening, Ronnie went on an unbelievable run.
29.
Well, how about that, Craig? Terrific.
4 frames in 49 minutes. Had the nugget got anything left?
Mighty roar from this conference centre crowd. Fully deserved as an immaculate 130 break from Steve Davis takes him to within just 1 frame at 8-7.
With the rocket misfiring, it started to become vintage play from me. A 130 break in the next. Me. Wow. But then all of a sudden, next frame, I had to dig deep.
Well, Kane producing the perfect shot. Well, Steve Davis absolutely sets the conference centre alight. Magnificent clearance there to level this match at 8 frames off. Steve Davis, magnificent again. What a comeback. Take home a jacket, £135,000 plus £15,000. Mighty roar from the crowd. They're on their feet to applaud this credit to the game. One of the best ambassadors we've ever had.
What's he doing? He's missed it! Jimmy White can win the frame! Unbelievable! But 33 points behind now, 35 on the table. If he plays the pot, he needs pink or black to still be able to win. In goes the red. He's going to be on the black perfect. What a turnaround this is! He's perfect!
No matter how many frames you watch, how many times you play the game, now and again things happen that are just unbelievable.
It will be a blow to Matthew Stevens. Jimmy White looked down and out. It's a type of shot on the blue, natural, but the cue ball stays a little bit close to the side cushion, but you just got to concentrate on the pot. In it goes. Couldn't have played it better. Could not have played that
22.
better. He looks certain to be out. 6 frames to 3. He just needs the black.
28. Shh, quiet please.
What a turnaround! Jimmy White needed 2 snookers. Shows you what they think of it. What was Matthew Stevens thinking of? But Jimmy White still alive. He now trails 5 frames to 4. It's unbelievable, Ray, what's happened. And Jimmy is now playing the best snooker that, well, he's not only played in this match, that he's played for the last few seasons. He's really getting the cue through. He doesn't look like missing.
37.
This frame started off with a good safety shot from Jimmy. He put Matthew Stevens under a little bit of pressure. Matthew tried to knock a long ball in, missed it, and this has been the result. But Jimmy is cueing like an absolute dream. If Jimmy White pots this red and a colour, Matthew Stevens will need a snooker. From being 5-3 in front and Jimmy White needing 2 snookers, would you ever have thought we'd have been saying that?
Well, this is up there with one of the best comebacks I've seen in snooker. From a man who literally couldn't make 20. He's played great this last second half. Well, we've had 4 matches in this tournament, John, and the outsider of 4 has won every match. It didn't look possible an hour and a half ago. This Wembley crowd are going to come to their feet when the handshake arrives.
26.
A memorable match.
Oh, it
nearly went in. That's the end. Matthew Stevens offered his hand to Jimmy White. What a remarkable victory for the whirlwind of London Town, and doesn't his fans love it? Play it, but decided to play the cannon. Oh, and that's what can go wrong. He's been unlucky not to run into the corner. The question is, what has he left? You've got to say unlucky, but you always take a risk when you play cannons at that pace.
Yeah, the switch again. Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful with your opposite hand. He had the presence of mind to play the cue ball into bulk, which meant he could strike it more positively. Still thinking properly, James.
And Ronnie O'Sullivan, has his race been run? Oh, give me this red, but it could be a possible frame and match winner.
Yeah, this red is the biggest shot of his life. Stealing himself.
Tremendous pot, perfect on the green, and now up to and including the pink for an unbelievable
33.
Victory. His race surely is run. People will criticise Ronnie O'Sullivan for his performance in the first session and shot selection, but every credit to this young man, this pink, for an unbelievable victory. In it goes, and Ronnie O'Sullivan, the #1 player in the world, the greatest of all time, is out, and James Cahill has proved one of the biggest shocks ever here at the Crucible Theatre. He storms out the arena. What a performance, what a victory. He beats Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Odds of at least 50 to 1 available before this match. If he plays like this
14
in the second session, those odds will be slashed.
22.
Well, Stephen Hendry has looked so relaxed around the Crucible Theatre for the last couple of days, and so has Jimmy White.
24.
But even Jimmy, while this has got to be one of the best sessions of snooker he's ever played in his long, illustrious career.
27.
What a performance against the world #1. 8.
He's still got to win 2 more frames tomorrow. But nobody in this crowd tonight will believe that he won't do it. A wonderful, remarkable, all the superlatives can be applied to Jimmy White. Tonight it's the Crucible Theatre at the Embassy World Championship belongs to him. He goes overnight to tomorrow's session with an 8 frames to 1 lead.
We've seen some nights, we've seen some matches. It's only day 5, and we've seen one that ranks, I think, with the best, John Virgo.
Well, I think Jimmy White's finest hour here at the Crucible Theatre. I know he's been to finals, but he came here as a qualifier under an immense amount of pressure, and I think that's the best I've ever seen him play over 9 frames here. You know, just tremendous.
Simple in the potting department, safety's not too bad. Well, will he or won't he? I think it's a little bit thin, this double. I'm sure there's a few fingers crossed there, Ken. Is it worth the double to move the blue?
I think it's got to be worth it, Will. It's got to be worth it. This could put him into the next round, quarterfinals of the World Championship. One good shot. One good shot. One good shot. And that's it. What a shot he's played there.
Can you believe it? That'll be up there with the best shot he's ever played in his career. 9. Blue and pink for a most unbelievable victory. I've had the pleasure of knowing you for a long time. This is up there with one of your best ever performances, if you can pot blue and pink.
Thank you.
Well, we saw John Higgins miss a straight red in the middle a few moments ago. Steve Davis has got 14. A straight red in the middle to do almost the unthinkable. Steve Davis has done the unbelievable thing and beaten the world champion John Higgins. That last frame was awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a better last frame with the pressure. Steve Davis, 6 times champion of the world, has somehow, and I say somehow, rolled back the years and beat one of the all-time greats. He can't believe it. A standing ovation from the crowd. Ken, how good was that?
Oh, it's fantastic. One of the greatest matches he's ever played at the Crucible. And just look at the crowd. They are as dumbstruck as he is. It's fantastic. Well played, Steve. What a tremendous match.
Really stunning, and this was the reaction a few moments ago when Steve came in here to the Winter Garden. Fantastic reaction, not just in here, but all the way across the square from the Crucible. Steve sits down and looks absolutely stunned. The oldest man through to the quarterfinals for 27 years. Up to the championship. He'd won 6 events, including the UK and Masters titles, and he was widely expected to complete the set of snooker's big titles that season. He was up against a qualifier from Bolton who had been to the Crucible before. He'd been knocked out in the first round by Graham Miles 12 months earlier, but he'd yet to win a match.
As to the championship, I started to feel the heat a bit. I had a bad performance against Ray Reardon in a smaller event. I think I lost 5-0. And all of a sudden I'd started to just unravel mentally. And that effectively was the worry of defending the title. The fact that I'd been so dominant, I wanted to keep that dominance, and I started to feel the heat.
And perfectly on the blue, and
14.
And a little wave of the hand indicates that the Anderson World Champion has been defeated by Tony Knowles in a superb exhibition of match snooker.
Yeah, Tony Knowles had created one of the greatest upsets in Crucible history, and he went on to prove that it was absolutely no fluke either. He reached the quarterfinals that year, and indeed came back to reach 3 semi-finals at the Crucible. It was, in some respects, the launch pad to this young man's career. He would go on to win 2 ranking titles and indeed reach the dizzy heights of world number 2 in the world rankings. But that famous day, this was his reaction with David Vine.
Tony, many congratulations, and I'm just wondering which was the more difficult, playing this morning or getting through last night?
Well, after a big victory last night, a big lead, you know, of 8-1, it's hard to say how you're going to play this morning, and I was glad to say that I got right back into the game again early on.
Most people, I think, would have thought that last night with that lead, you'd have just gone back and sort of sat down and read a book or something, but I gather you didn't.
No, we ended up at the local nightclub there last night. Yeah.
Until what time?
Till about 2 o'clock, half 2.
Is that the way you relax?
Well, it was good to get away from the game, you know. It wasn't bad.
It was an awful feeling, having to suffer sitting in your chair at the championship when the underdog is battering you is a horrible experience.
Yeah, Steve's shock defeat against the underdog, Tony Knowles, is still talked about even today. We never let him forget it. Yes, the defending champion knocked out in round 1. But as it turns out, it's just one of many, many exits for defending champions. In fact, even to this day, no first-time Crucible champion has ever returned the following year and successfully defended the world crown. Strange. It's called the Crucible curse, and it's still very much a factor in today's championship. Well, we hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed our little walk down memory lane. I'm sure Tony did. I'm not so sure about Steve though.